So, good afternoon and welcome back to Daily Transfer Update. An update on a few players today, actually. Let's start with Kieran Tierney. Now, his agent has spoken to BBC Sport in Scotland, and he's actually come out with quite a bit. He said that it's all down to Celtic. If they get the price that they believe is the correct value for Kieran, he could possibly be on his way. No one has hit that price yet. He then went on to praise Tierney himself, saying he's a really nice lad. I know him really well. I had dinner with him the other day. He's an unassuming guy, very wealthy, doesn't possess material things such as watches, etc., etc. He still hangs around with the same pals as from when he was young. He sponsors his local pub, their football team, and he's not into designer clothes or stuff like that. He also continued on and said that he's got a strong connection with Celtic, supported the club since he was a kid, and he is aware of is still aware that there is a need to move at some point to further his career. And then basically he finishes up with, there will be a time for Kieran to go. Yes, I think that will be soon. If that's just now, then it ends up with the clubs like Arsenal and Napoli involved. Whoever puts the right money in on the table will make Celtic seriously think about it. If there is time for Kieran to go, then that will be up to Celtic and the board. Now, basically, that is pretty much saying, look, he loves Celtic. This is basically a PR stunt, in my opinion. They've put this out there to say, look, he loves the club. He genuinely loves the club. He's a supporter of the club, so of course he loves the club. It's like me or you or any Arsenal fan. We love Arsenal, so it's like playing for your boyhood club. But at the same time, he ain't stupid. He knows that he'd be bettering himself by coming to a better league. He also knows that he'll probably get a little bit more money, regardless of whether he's about money or not is irrelevant. It's always nice to get an extra little bit of pay. Not only that, the exposure of playing for Arsenal in the Premier League. So I think that this is very clever from his agent to put this out there, as if to say, look, Celtic fans, he loves the club, he loves the area, he's not about money, he's not about material things. Very, very clever PR. So then when he does leave, it's, oh, well, we wish him luck because he didn't go for money. Very, very clever from the agent. Now, it could be taken the other way, and it could be taken as, well, look, he does love the club and he wants to stay. And now it's down to Celtic to sell him. So, you know, I think the way this is going to be played out is the fact that he's not going to force the move. We're going to have to put the right money up. Celtic are going to have to accept it. And it's going to come across as if Celtic took the money and forced him out. That is how they're trying to play this, I think. Personally, like I've said for weeks now, I think it is a done deal. I think that we've agreed terms with him. I think the fee has been accepted by Celtic. I think that a medical is probably due next week, perhaps. But this is just all my opinion. I don't know any of this for fact. I don't work at the clubs involved. I don't know the players involved. So this is just my opinions. But personally, I do think Tierney will get done. And I think the way it's being played out is to look like he wants to stay, but Celtic are forcing him out. And if that is the case, then it's very clever because he could get a hell of a lot of, uncalled for messages and DMs and stuff if he does go. So, listen, I hope it don't come to that. You know what football fans are like. They do love to start a hate campaign. So let's hope if he does leave Celtic that he ain't getting stupid death threats and stuff like that. But anyway, let's move on to the next player we're going to speak about. And that is Mustafi. Now, anyone who's picked up on this, fair play. But he's actually removed player for Arsenal from his Instagram bio. Now, hopefully that's a good sign. And hopefully that means he's fucking off somewhere else. But at the same time, Aubameyang did this a couple of weeks ago and then changed up his whole pictures and bio and everything. So this may have been Mustafi's that's done it. It may also have been his agent that done it. We don't know whether Mustafi genuinely runs his own account. Aubameyang runs his, but at the same time, some of these players have their agents running the account for them. So let's not get too excited just yet. You know, Mustafi could still be here next season. But Fenerbahce is said to be involved in trying to get him. They also want Mesut Ozil. They can't afford either of them. So they're trying to do loan deals for him. even with the Ozil loan deal, they're trying to get a sponsor because his wages are so ridiculous. But with Mustafi, I think that could possibly get done. It's not going to be that expensive to get Mustafi on a loan. He's still got 2 years left on his contract. He actually came out and said that he don't know where all these rumours come from. I'm an Arsenal player for 2 years until 2021. So, again, PR. It's all about saying the right things. Mustafi's not going to go, oh yeah, by the way, this club are in for me and that club are in for me, is he? He's not going to do that. It would be stupid of him to do that. But listen, let's hope he's gone by the end of this window. Now, let's move on to the next one, and that is Ryan Fraser. Now, Ryan Fraser, we are back in for him apparently £20 million. It could be wrapped up next week if you believe the reports going around today. He was involved in 21 goals last season, 14 assists, 7 goals, couple of bangers in there as well. Works hard. We all know what we're getting with Ryan Fraser. He's not as high profile as Wilfried Zaha. He's only had one good season in the Premier League, but for £25 million, I think this is a no-brainer. You're getting a Premier League player, the top of the assist charts behind Eden Hazard. He scores goals, he runs back, he does all the donkey work, which is something that a lot of our players don't like doing. He loves a cross. Yes, his dribbles, as everyone keeps telling me, his dribbles ain't all that, and his stats for dribbling are quite low down the pecking order. But at the end of the day, if he's whipping in 100-odd crosses every year, we're going to score a hatful more goals than we're scoring now. So I personally think that we should get this done. Sign him up, £25 million. He's got 1 year left on his contract. Absolute bargain. Now, a lot of people don't want him, and I get it. Look, he's only had one good season in the Premier League. I totally understand that. But at the same time, I think that massively improves us. The fact that he did have a good season in a not-so-great team. He's coming to us. He'd have better players around him. Aubameyang, Lacazette up front. I think he'd be fantastic in our team, and I think he'd do really, really well going forward. And that moves me on to Zaha. Zaha has come out and spoken again, and he has actually tweeted this time, and he has had this to say: "Whatever happened to speaking facts? It is sad and annoying how anyone will just open their mouths and speak on things they know absolutely nothing about." Well, welcome to 2019, Wilfried, and welcome to social media, my friend. Nice of you to catch up, because unfortunately, mate, that is the modern society we live in. Everyone has an opinion, mate. They're like arseholes, and some of them stink. So there you go, mate. But listen, another one that's going to drag on and on and on. All summer, it's just been relentless. And then now it feels like we've gone full circle again, talking about Ryan Fraser, which we were talking about in week 1 of the transfer window. So, I don't know. Listen, at the end of the day, this week coming up is a massive week for Arsenal Football Club. If we want to show signs of improvement, we need to go and get players signed this week. I do believe we're in talks with players. I do believe behind the scenes there's a lot happening. And sometimes these deals take time. I get it. I genuinely get it. But we're flying out to America. I think it's a week Monday. It might actually be a week Sunday. So a week today. Yeah, it could be a week today actually. Which will be what, the 14th? Yeah, I think it might be. It might even be the Saturday we go. So we've got 1 week to get some deals done to get these players on our pre-season tour. So big week coming up. I do think we will sign some players this week. Personally, I think we'll get 2 done. I think Tierney will be one of them. Not sure who the second one will be. But we shall see. We shall see what happens during the week. But like I said, if we go on that pre-season tour with only Martinelli as our signing, then there does need to be questions asked as to who's doing what and why we've not signed players. So yeah. Anyway, sorry it was late today, but it will be back normal time again tomorrow. All of those that asked about my 9 o'clock stream, I had a house full of people last night. It was my nephew's birthday. It was way too loud to do a stream, and it's a bit harsh trying to tell everyone to shut up so I can do 40 minutes on the camera. So yeah, I will be back. 2 streams today for sure, 5 o'clock and 9 o'clock. Don't forget, subscribe if you're new, stick a massive thumbs up on the video and leave your comments down below. Until 5 o'clock, I'm out of here. Laters, peeps.